mean, when you must be feeling like you can actually win this tournament. Is that the feeling now that you're well and truly now can win it? Even I know you would have thought of that at the start of the tournament, but now you must be really feeling like you can push all the way now.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is we've done a lot of the hard work now to qualify for the semis, and we're 2 wins away from a title. So I think it's amazing what can happen in these finals, and all you've got to do is make sure you're in it to win it. And we've certainly done a lot of hard work to get to this stage. So there's a great deal of excitement around this group. We've put in a lot of hard work behind the scenes to get us to this stage, and I'm really looking forward to taking on Pakistan in a couple of days' time.
And just quickly, if I can, what would it mean to you and the Aussie team to win the T20 World Cup? I get a sense that this tournament's been building every year in terms of status, especially in Australia, but now it's really fair income.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's been a big build-up probably since 2016, our last T20 World Cup. So to have that amount of time in between, I suppose, cracks at it has been a big focus, I suppose, of our white ball group. There's been a lot of players that have sort of come in and out of the side over that time, and to I suppose get to the stage where we made the semis, and give ourselves a really red hot crack at it. We feel like we're in a really good space as a team, and feel like there's no reason that we can't win it.
Thank you, Manuel.
Cheers, brother.
Raj.
Thanks, Cole. Hi, Glenn. Just looking at the record between Australia and Pakistan in the T20 World Cups, it's 6 games played and 3 wins for each team. Why do you think the matchup is so even?
That's a good question. I actually don't know. We probably match up really well against each other. I think Pakistan have been number 1 in the world for quite a period of time in between 2016 and now, and they've obviously got a great deal of experience in their side. I think Shoaib Malik's still going around at 40 plus years of age, and they've got a wealth of experience in their lineup, and as well as some young guys who are doing a great job as well. We feel like we've got the same sort of makeup. We've got plenty of experience and enough youth as well to make sure we're mixing it with everyone. So we're probably both at similar stages with our squads, and I think it's going to make for a pretty exciting battle come Thursday.
If I could just ask one more, do you think the knockout, the manner that the fact that it's a knockout game, would it change anything for Pakistan, you think? Because they've played with a lot of freedom, and with this pressure coming up, what kind of change would you kind of anticipate?
I don't imagine them changing too much. I think it feels like most of the games throughout this tournament for us has been knockout. You could never really guarantee that even with one loss that you were going to get through. So every game in these short tournaments it feels like a must win. So I don't think there'll be too much different coming on Thursday.
Thanks, Claire.
Louis Cameron.
Hey, Maxie, got a bit of a strategy question for you. Looking through the numbers, you guys have bowled the most overs of pace during the tournament, and there was the general kind of thinking coming in that the opposite. There was a general thinking that that the opposite might be true, that spin was going to play a really important role. Was there a point when you guys realised that the pace was the strategy to kind of go with?
I don't think so. I think it's just more the way we structure up as a team. I think the way we try to use, I suppose, our quicks up front. A lot of other teams probably use a bit more spin through the power play and through the middle, where we sort of back our quicks to work with, I suppose, Adam Zampa and at times myself and either one of Marcus Stoinis or Mitch Marsh to fill up that fifth bowler. So we've really backed the fact that we've got the 3 high quality quicks who can bowl at any stage during the innings, and probably not thinking so much towards the death overs, just being able to structure it up that we can take wickets, I suppose, at any stage and always be attacking. So I think that's probably been the way we've been going about our strategy with the ball. I think you'll see that every now and then I've bowled a couple of overs in the power play to I I suppose, for a certain matchup. And the same way that we'd use Adam Zampa straight after the power play. So I think we've been pretty solid and pretty firm on our strategy. I don't think that's going to change a whole lot.
And how do the matchups look for this Pakistan game, mate? You've kind of flagged it there. You don't think that strategy will change too much?
Yeah, I think the way that our quicks have bowled with the new ball has been outstanding. They've still been able to get some movement out of these pitches. Doesn't matter. I think it's been 2.5 months worth of cricket on these pitches, but they're still able to find something in there and get key wickets for us up front, and that's going to be key for us going forward. I think anytime you can take wickets in that power play by using your best bowlers and using your right matchups at the right time, it certainly puts the opposition on the back foot. And I suppose we saw that the way England bowled to us in an earlier game. Once you take wickets in the power play, it can be really hard to wrangle back that momentum. So we've been trying to do that to other teams as well, and have found that's been the key for us.
Good luck, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
We'll go to Scott. I presume that's Scott Bailey. Scott?
Yeah, it's me. Sorry, Cole. Hey, Max, you talk about the wicket a bit there, and the match conditions. I know it's been talked about a lot during this tournament, but do you sort of have any idea or any thoughts from your time playing in the IPL as well over there on just how you can win a game batting first, and what sort of the mental approach should be batting first? Is it having a target in mind, or is it going hard and not dropping that in 10, or any of that?
I've seen it done a few different ways. I think for us, it's just to play with freedom. I think to back the fact that we've got a really strong top order. We're playing the extra batter. We've got a fair bit of batting there, and to know that we probably barely used our 5, 6, and 7 throughout the tournament probably shows how good our top few have been. Mitch Marsh has been on fire the last couple of games. Finch and David Warner obviously peaking at the right time as well. So we're in a really good space. I think I've also seen teams go the other way and try and hold wickets back to make sure that they could to go at the back end and give themselves opportunity to play the freedom in the back end. But I suppose for us, I think it's probably that playing with freedom at the start and really trying to make the most of the power play and putting the opposition on the back foot.
Gotcha. And mate, just one other one. You were part of that last squad to make the semi-finals. I know you didn't play in the semi-final in 2012, but you were a younger guy in that squad back then. Do you think there's more of an appreciation now for the T20 game in Australia set up, and sort of the way, even just like T20 specialists or batting as a T20 specialist like yourself and others, in the way Australia approaches T20 cricket now?
I think we're a little bit we're a bit more understanding of certain roles that players play. I think we have a lot more a better understanding of the importance of middle order players, not just playing your 5 or 6 top run scorers in the BBL and then throwing them all together in a batting lineup. I feel like we've gone really role specific and actually picked guys for our actual lineup, and that can sometimes be really hard and misleading. I think in the Big Bash, where you see the top 3 of most teams getting a lot of the runs, but to be able to actually have guys that play their actual specific position really well is sometimes harder to, I suppose, get into a side. Like we've seen how many runs I think guys like Darcy Short, Ben McDermott, Matthew Wade, Stoinis, these guys that are opening the batting the top 3, making a lot of runs. But when you look at, I suppose, the Australian lineup and where they might fit in, it's hard to find a spot for them in those positions. So to have guys play their specific roles that they play for the team. I know Stoinis has actually worked on his role more during the IPL than he probably has back at home, but he's been able to really train himself to get ready for that middle order role, and we're seeing the results now.
Thanks, mate.
Rob Waters.
Hi, Glenn. Good luck in the rest of the tournament. Just wondering, that the Pakistan tour has been announced today, and obviously the plans are in full mode. Do you have any concerns about touring Pakistan?
Personally, I think it's great that we've got a tour to go back there. I think I saw it was since 1998, the last time we went there. Whether I'm going there or not might probably hinge on my fiance, because my wedding's supposed to be on during that time. So I'm probably not quite the right person to ask that question, but yeah, I think it's great that there's a tour planned to Pakistan.
Sounds as if we can catch you out. Then, are the players talking about it?
Yeah, we have been talking about it, and yeah, there's obviously a lot of guys that have gone over and played in the PSL and been to Pakistan recently. So there's certainly been some chatter about it, and yeah, it's really exciting for Australian cricket to hopefully get the chance to go over there again.
All right, thanks, Lynn.
Ian Ransom.
G'day, Maxie. Just wanted to ask you about David Warner. Obviously, came into the tourney with very few runs, and just seems to be so influential to this team and how it's playing. Can you sort of speak to that and just sort of give us a sense of how important it is to have him scoring runs to ease the pressure on a few of the guys down lower?
Yeah, I don't think it was a shock to anyone that he came into this, and at some stage he was going to go off, and we're certainly starting to see. I'm not going to even say David Warner of old, because he hasn't really changed at all. He sometimes doesn't get runs, but also before the tournament he played 2 games in 5 months, so it wasn't like it was out of form. It's just didn't really have a whole lot of opportunity, and the way he was training and the way he was working behind the scenes was, you could tell that he really wanted it, and really wanted to have a massive impact on this tournament, which he already has for us. And he's a big part of why we're here. His energy on and off the field has been outstanding. He's never dropped his head for a moment. He's been absolutely brilliant, and to see him get the rewards on the field for all the hard work he's put in off the field has been really good to see. And he's going to be a big key for us going forward in this tournament, and hopefully winning these last 2 games.
And just on winning the last 2 games, it's a chance for a bit of silverware that Australia's never obviously had before. For you personally, you've had a big career in the short formats. Is it something you'd really like to obviously fill that hole in your CV, I guess?
Yeah, certainly. I think when you do finish your career and you look back on the big series that you win, the tournaments, and those little achievements that you're able to work hard as a group to achieve. And we have put a lot of hard work and effort behind the scenes into trying to get this T20 team into hopefully a world title winning side. And we feel like we're in a great space and in a great position to hopefully do that. And by ticking off that we've made the semis, that's it. That's the first goal. And then next goal is to take on Pakistan on Thursday. And hopefully we can all play a role and get the job done there.
Thank you.
Andrew Wu.
Yeah, g'day, Glenn. You haven't had a whole lot to do with the bat in this tournament so far. We spoke to Dave Warner last week, and he said he was, he felt like he could, was only 1 hit away from a big score. Are you so bold as to say that next chance you get to bat that you might have that big score coming from yourself as well?
I'm not sure if you noticed, but I've got 2 not outs back to back, which is pretty rare in my career, Willie. I'm not going to say that I'm in career best form, but it's been nice because I feel like I've done so much work at training, and I've been here for 2 and a bit months. I know the conditions really well. It doesn't matter if I haven't batted for a few days or whatnot. I feel like I'm still in that headspace of where I was during the IPL, where I was hitting the ball really cleanly and feel ready to play whatever role I need to when I get out there. So I'm certainly not fazed by lack of time in the middle, because it's actually been a really nice change, and it means the top order's going really well if I'm not spending that much time out there. So it's been good. I've been in a really good headspace. So hopefully not required again, or hopefully required for another 0 not out, and we can just stay at the other end.
And do you think you're a chance to get your wedding moved if you pick to go to Pakistan?
Not a chance. Not a chance. We've already moved it a couple of times, so I think this is it.
Thanks.
Matthew Forrest.
Hey, Glenn. Adam Zampa seems to be in the best form of his career at the moment with the ball. Do you think that it's the conditions that are suiting him, or it's what he's able to do long term?
I feel like Adam Zampa hasn't changed for the last 2 or 3 years. I think he's been the exact same. He's been consistent. He's been a wicket taker. He's been the linchpin in the middle overs for us. He slows down batters. He gets wickets. So I don't think he's changed too much. He's still working hard at training. He's still trying to get better and better every day. But to me, he's always just been the same old Zamp. So he does the job for Australia day in, day out, and I've been lucky enough to see at the Stars non-stop, and then coming to the Australian setup, he does it again. But he's been a massive key for us, and especially against a team like Pakistan who play spin really well. He's going to be massive for us into, I suppose, changing up from the quicks and giving us that bit of variety in our attack. So he'll be massive for us going forward.
Last one here, guys. Adrian Archuli.
Hey, Maxi. Just back on the Pakistan tour. Obviously, it's a really big deal for world cricket in the sense that, obviously the PSL is getting bigger, and, that almost make it, 3 really big T20 competitions. Just talks about how big it is to go back there as a national team, and just for the overall growth of world cricket, considering there's so many of these T20 tours popping up. It's just, all over the world, and it's just great for players to have these options.
Yeah, it certainly is. I feel like you've answered your own question, but it is. It's obviously big for world cricket that we're able to go back there. We've obviously played Pakistan a few times here in the UAE, in their adopted home, and but to play them in their home country would be massive for the game. And as I said, it'll be amazing for the group to go over there.
Thanks, Adrian, and thanks, Glenn Maxwell, once again for joining us this morning, guys. We'll catch up with all of you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks, Cole. Thanks, Maxi.
Thank you.